Hi, everybody. My name is Ashley Kugler. I'm a one-star diamond qualifying coach right now, and next month, June, will be my 1 year anniversary of coaching. I have a pretty significant weight loss story behind me. I've lost 140 pounds, and I used to lead Facebook fitness groups just for fun. I would get people following me because they saw like a weight loss picture of me or something like that, and they'd ask me to help them, and the groups just kind of started happening. And anyways, my daughter is 2 years old right now, and she is actually a big part of my why I got into coaching. When I was 20 weeks pregnant with her, I found out that she was going to be born with all of her insides outside her body. Super scary and emotional, and I mean, that pregnancy was a huge roller coaster. And not only was it super scary, but I found out that I was going to have to relocate to Minneapolis a month before she was born, and that's where she was going to have to be born. Like, I had to be there a month early in case I went into preterm labor. And that is like 9 hours away from where I live. I had to leave my husband, my 2-year-old son at the time, everybody, my family. So I was all by myself. And it was a very expensive pregnancy, obviously. I was constantly back and forth to Minneapolis. I had ultrasounds every other day. And, when you are going through something like that, where your baby's going to be born with all their insides outside their body, the last thing you want to have to worry about is, how am I going to pay for this? And, she had a miraculous recovery. She's great now, and she recovered in record-breaking time. But we came home to a mountain of medical debt. We were paying probably only $10, $15, on $5 sometimes on all of our medical bills, because we probably had a pile of 20, 30 bills that just kept coming in, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in medical debt we had accumulated from all of this. And the following Christmas, she was born in March, so 7 months later, our son, it was the night before Christmas Eve, we were hanging out as a family, just my husband and the kids, and our son started gasping for breath, 3 years old. We had no idea what was going on. We rushed him to the emergency room, and he had a massive asthma attack. And we found out, he had asthma, allergies. We didn't know any of this previously. He ended up in the hospital for 5 days. And when he was released from the hospital, we found out that the breathing treatments he was going to need to be on every single day, just for him to be able to breathe, were going to cost us $200 out of pocket. And luckily, each breathing treatment was $100, and insurance covered $177 of that. And we had to buy that twice a month. So thank God for insurance. But anyways, we were scraping by before our son had this happen. We had downsized in bills. We had, consolidated loans. We were selling personal belongings for me to be able to still stay at home, because I live in rural North Dakota on a farm. I live a half hour from anything. And so we were to the point where I was selling old Coach bags that I had gotten years before that were in good condition. My husband was selling personal belongings just to be able to still afford to stay home with the kids. And after this happened with our son, we were completely sunk. We couldn't make it anymore. And so we had to file bankruptcy. And it was scary and humiliating, but we were literally at rock bottom. We had done everything we could, gotten rid of everything we had of value to pay off debt, and we just $200 extra a month for our son to breathe on top of what we were already paying was awful. So we filed bankruptcy, and I was to the point where I knew I was going to have to get a full-time job. Now, living where I do, this meant I would have to work at probably the grocery store or the gas station. I I'm a hairstylist, but I wouldn't have made enough money to even pay for daycare doing that. And so I knew that I would have to put my kids in daycare full time to probably go work at the gas station to only make probably an extra $100 a month after paying daycare. But we were that bad off. We needed that extra $100 a month so bad that we didn't have any other choice. And that is when I came across my upline coach. We had been Facebook friends for a while, and I've kind of started watching her posts and seeing her posting about coaching, and I finally went to her and I asked her. I said, what's this all about? She kind of explained it to me, and she had me watch a video which happened to be from a coach who had been through something very similar. She was bankrupt from her daughter's medical debt, and she's now the #1 coach, the #1 Beachbody coach, and she is a multimillionaire. And I bawled watching this video, and I just knew, like, in my heart that I could do this. So I signed as a coach. I signed at night, the end of June, and I was up until 2 a.m. reading everything I could find about, coaching, watching training videos, and I signed with $140 that I did not have. That was my grocery money for the rest of the month. And I knew that if I did not make this coaching opportunity work for me, that I would have to go to my parents, who did not know we were filing bankruptcy, and say, look, we just filed bankruptcy. And then on top of that, I took our last $40 and blew it on something, this business investment that I did nothing with. And so now I need money to feed my kids. And so I would rather die than have to turn around and do that. So I busted my ass. The next morning, I just went. I'm like, you know what, everybody, I just ordered this combat workout. I'm going to start, getting fit, and who wants to join me? Like, I just kind of started reaching out to people. Do you want to do this? Like, heck, why not? And 4 days later was the end of our first pay period. And my paycheck in that 4 days was $492. I went into it with the mentality that I had to make that $140 back within the week. And so I just went, and I by far exceeded that $140. And actually my third paycheck, we get paid every week, my third paycheck was $800. So, that was right away from the very beginning. And from the very beginning, I treated this business like I was already a diamond coach. Like, I saw that vision ahead of me, and I just believed that I could do this. And so, there are so many opportunities out there for you guys. Like, I had nothing. I was to the point where this was fly or die. I didn't have any other option. And so, I've managed to turn this into a really great thing. Now I'm, Star Diamond qualifying. I am making 4 figures a week. I won a free cruise, and I won a free trip to Cancun next April. And I also won a free ticket to Vegas, which we're all going the end of June. So there's so many opportunities out there that I would have never had if I wouldn't have decided to become a coach. My only regret in becoming a coach is that I didn't do it a lot sooner. So anyways, I hope this story inspires you guys. I wrote down some notes here because I have an assignment for you. I want you guys to send out 5 messages to 5 different people, just reconnecting. Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. How's the kids? What's new with you? Don't even think about Beachbody. Just think of, starting up that conversation and working on that relationship again. And then I want you to post the names of the 5 people who you reached out to. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care. Mwah.